pay top Mora, salary negotiable.
Jetzt habe ich die Aufnahme fast vergessen. Also sorry für die dann auf YouTube.
Look, Traveler, an urgent hiring notice and they're paying top Mora too. Oh, Paimon likes the sound of that.
Seltsam, warum sucht das Gasthauswagen schon plötzlich einen Küchenchef?
You're right, it is strange. Do you think something happened to Yenshiao? Cause that guy barely lets anyone ever set foot in his kitchen. Doesn't exactly seem like the type to hire help. The notice says interested parties should go upstairs and talk to the innkeeper Huayan. Should we go and see what's up?
Musst du fragen, was mit Jancho ist? Oder Jancho?
Yeah, and we can ask about the pay while we're at it.
Aber wir können auch gleich nach der Kohle fragen. Weil das Kampf-Event am letzten Wochenende hab ich einfach weggelassen. Ich habe keinen Bock gehabt, ey. Dachte mir so, oh scheiße, ich habe das Kampf-Event gar nicht gemacht. Dachte mir, ach fuck it.
Boss, there's really no need for this. It's just a little burn, that's all. It won't get in the way of my work.
Ja, nur die Hand verbrannt. Schau mal die Verbände an, die Arme, die Füße. Was hast du gekocht, Alter?
Perhaps not, but continuing to work will only hinder your recovery. You need to rest for a few days. We'll figure something out.
Huayan! Yanxiao!
Oh? Traveler and Paimon. What brings you to this neck of the woods?
Ein Aktionsevent. Wir haben unten eine Stellenausschreibung gesehen.
And we decided to come check up on Yanxiao.
I knew we shouldn't have posted that notice. It's really nothing to worry about. I'm fine. I swear.
How kind of you. My thanks to you both. And thanks on Yanshao's behalf, too. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, Yanshao. Just tell them what happened.
Oh, all right. Well, basically, we had a lot of guests pouring in for the lantern rite. Things got busy, I started rushing, and I ended up accidentally burning my hand while plating a dish.
Ja, links, rechts, unten an den Füßen.
Well, you know what they say. Play with fire long enough and you're bound to get burned. Even the best chefs slip up sometimes. Anyway, it's nothing, just a tiny burn. I can still...
Wahrscheinlich hängst du die halbe Hand weg. Oh, ich hab nur ein bisschen Achso, ja. Sonnenuntergang. Was ist jetzt los?
Now. I
die halbe
don't
Hand
want
weg.
you pushing yourself. You'll only make it worse. And then you'll be looking at more than just a couple of days off to recover.
But the lantern rite's only just finished. And we're still getting tons of guests. Now's not a good time for me to rest. Plus, lots of the guests are visiting from other nations. We can't just bring in some random chef off the street. We have a reputation to uphold. I refuse to let someone else ruin the good name we've made for ourselves here.
Listen to you. Anyone would think that you're the boss and not me. But he's not wrong. Yanshao was one of the favorites in the Masterful Chefs tournament. No matter how you look at it, his are big boots to fill.
I don't mean to boast, but any chef of my caliber probably has their own restaurant to look after. It's not going to be easy to find someone who's got the skills and has the time to help us out.
Looks like we might have to increase the pay we're offering even further.
Do we know anyone that's a good chef and has the time to help out?
Ja, vielleicht ist ja jemand näher, als du denkst.
Oh, of course, you!
Oh, right. Yes. Now I think about it, I do recall hearing good things about your cooking ability. I suppose I'd added you to my mental list of people who can hold their own in a combat situation, but forgot you can cook.
Why are you even keeping a mental list of people who can fight?
Maybe a story for another time. More importantly, I'm sure Yanshao would be comfortable leaving his kitchen in your hands, if anyone's. What do you think, Yanshao?
Well, since it's you, I suppose that's better than anyone else.
What do you think, Traveler? Should we do it?
Gerade gesagt, dass er die Bezahlung höher ansetzen wird. Schauen wir mal, was er die Küche verlassen würde.
I should warn you that cooking for customers is quite a different ballgame from cooking for yourself, so I'll stick around the kitchen over the next few days to help smooth things over.
Oh, so he's not leaving the kitchen after all?
I believe there's some spare kitchenware here at the inn. Boss, would you mind?
Of course, of course. I'll take care of it.
Hä, was macht der? Soll er sich nicht ausruhen? Jetzt bereitet er die Küche vor, oder was?
All done. Come, take a look. This was made with your measurements in mind.
Warte, hat er das jetzt gebaut? Einfach mal schnell so? Oh. Ich weiß sogar mit ausgeschnitten, dass ein Topf reinpasst und alles. Das ist eine wahre Berufung verfehlt, so eine fachmännische Schreinerarbeit.
Ah, it's nothing. A little handicraft and elbow grease goes a long way. All right, Yanshao. I'll leave you to take it from here.
You really went to all the trouble of building a new stovetop? What was wrong with the original? Boy, you really hate when people touch your stuff, huh?
No, it's nothing like that. As Boss always says, hire who you trust and trust who you hire. I just thought the original setup might be a little, tall for you.
Oh, für dich sieht doch jeder klein aus, oder?
Anyway, as I was saying, cooking for guests is different from cooking for yourself. Not only do you have to execute on taste, aroma, and appearance, but you also need to ensure speed, precision, and consistency.
Ey, wenn die Kunden ein bisschen rummaulen, hau ich den ja aufs Dach.
Having the right equipment is a big part of that. Ill-suited equipment doesn't just make the job more tiring, it also slows you down. And paying customers don't have unlimited patience. Sometimes cooking is all about being well prepared. That's how you ensure speed.
Okay, and what about precision and consistency?
Precision all comes down to using your eyes. Where to slice into a particular cut of meat, how much oil to use, how to tell when a dish is done cooking. When you cook for yourself, you can always add salt if it's too bland or add water if it's too salty. You can tweak the taste as you go, but in a restaurant, there's not that much room for trial and error.
Da mache ich mir keine allzu großen Sorgen.
Worst case scenario, Paimon can deal with any subpar dishes by making sure they get properly disposed of.
Ich würde mir eher Sorgen machen, warum da hinten der Fischer seit Jahren liegt.
The final thing you have to focus on is consistency. You have to be able to handle the most challenging orders with the same level of technique and skill as the easiest ones. This is particularly important when you have guests from all over, each with their own tastes and preferences. You have to cater to their own dietary needs, while also giving them the opportunity to enjoy our local delicacies.
This last point is making Paimon's head spin.
Don't worry. Matter of fact, someone as well-traveled as you may even have a better handle on it than me once you get started. And of course, I'll be around to help you over the next few days. I don't think we'll have any trouble making all our guests feel right at home.
Okay. Achso.
There's no time to lose, so let's get started. I imagine you probably have a good handle on the cooking side of things already. What you need to pay attention to is remembering each table's order. Try not to get them mixed up.
Oh, Paimon's memory is like a steel trap. This is gonna be a cinch.
Nach einem Tag? Was?
Which ticket are we on again? Table 1 was onions, but no chilies. Table 2 was chilies, but no onions. And table 3 was, table 3 was chilies, but hold the chilies?
Alle Gäste haben aufgefressen. Wach auf, Paimon.
Was Paimon just sleep floating?
Du hast völlig aus dem Nichts angefangen, für das Zeug zu faseln.
We didn't even get a break in the middle. Paimon's brain has turned to mush. Is it always this busy here?
No, but this is peak season. You both did a mighty fine job for your first time serving guests at the inn.
Ja, ich war echt gut. Ich weiß zwar nicht, was ich gemacht habe, aber ich war
Luckily, all
scheinbar
our
echt gut.
customers were familiar faces this time around, so we didn't get any strange requests. Otherwise, today would have been even more challenging.
No strange request? Someone asked for almond tofu drizzled in soy sauce. Even Paimon has never tried that kitchen.
It's a wide world out there. People have all kinds of different tastes. Being able to cater to all is the real essence of Liyue cuisine. Also, the thing about requests is that they're usually very specific. So as long as you do what they asked, you're unlikely to have any issues. What's really tricky is when guests give you free rein to do anything you want.
Excuse me. Are you still open by any chance?
Ist das Mika?
Paimon knows that voice. Let's go check it out.
Oh,
What should we
der.
do?
Okay, den hab
It
ich...
doesn't look like anyone's here. If only we'd gotten here a bit sooner.
Den habe ich ganz vergessen, weil der so unscheinbar ist. Warum zur Hölle seid die ganzen Fontaine-Fuzis in Liyue eigentlich? Was wollten die alle
It's
hier?
all right.
Geht heim.
If we start building a campfire now, we'll be eating before too long.
Right. Besides, if anyone's to blame, it's Linny. So busy being a greedy culture vulture that he lost track of time.
Linny, Lynette, Fremine, it is you!
Paimon? So, is the Traveler here?
Klar, als ob ich ohne die rumrenne. Hallo zusammen.
Traveler, Paimon! What a nice surprise!
Ja, als ob ihr mich nicht verfolgt oder so.
Paimon was gonna say the same thing. We're just lending a helping hand at the inn.
Ihr berichtet den dreien, was Sache ist.
Anyway, so that's how we ended up here. But what about you guys? Don't tell us. Father sent you on another mission?
No, quite the opposite, actually. We're in Liyue on vacation, and while we're here, I thought a cultural tour might be in order.
Father said we deserve some rest after everything that happened recently. Otherwise, it could jeopardize our next mission.
It's not every day we get this kind of opportunity. Linny thought it might be fun to spend some time in Liyue, especially since it's lantern rite season.
Inspirationsausflug, und was ist das?
We could hardly pass up the opportunity to watch a Liyue-style magic show. Although, I think they call it conjuring here.
In our time here, we've seen conjuring tricks incorporated into a Liyue opera show, and even a wushu dance. It was amazing.
So, we decided to stay here for a few more days to see what other forms of inspiration this land might have in store for us. We visited Granny Roshin in Chingsa village not long ago, and today we continued our cultural tour in the area around here.
In the end, though, we lost track of time. We haven't even eaten anything yet.
And speaking of eating, as you know, seafood is a big part of both Liyue and Fontaine cuisine, but it's cooked very differently here.
Aquatisches Produkt. So müsstest du mal in den Laden gehen. Hey, ich hätte gern etwas Aquatisches.
We simply
sich
had
komisch
to
an,
try
obwohl
some
vielleicht
local
stimmt.
seafood after coming all this way. That's another reason why we decided to extend our trip.
Oh, need any recommendations? What have you tried so far?
That fish one with the misleading name. Sounds bland, but it's drowning in hot chilies.
Oh, you mean blackback perch soup? You're right. The name doesn't give much away.
It looked and smelled so appetizing that Lynette took a huge mouthful, blissfully unaware that she was about to set her mouth on fire. She could barely speak for the rest of the day after that.
Sie redet sowieso schon nicht viel.
Luckily, that wasn't a huge adjustment for her.
Ah. Plötzlich gibt Lynette einen übertriebenen Laut von sich.
What? Aren't you guys hungry too?
Yes, a little.
Yes, I'm ready to eat. Traveler, I'm afraid we'll have to send you back to the kitchen now.
Was darf's denn sein?
Good question. I doubt we'll be able to decipher the menu, so why don't you recommend something? You should be pretty familiar with our tastes.
Echt? Ich habe keine Ahnung, was ihr mögt. Wobei, sie mag was Süßes, bei denen zwei keine Ahnung. Er mag was Stilles. Na gut, dann werde ich mir etwas einfallen lassen.
One more thing. Please, if you have a heart, don't make it spicy.
Also so scharf es geht.
I thought the blackback perched.
And now that you know it's spicy, you won't be caught off guard, right? Why don't we give it another chance?
Once was more than enough.
I thought the black.
And now that you know it's spicy,
Okay.
you won't.
Once was.
Also wollen 2 wieder den Schwarzrückenbarsch und sie lieber nicht?
Fontaine, huh? No wonder they can't handle too much spice. Still, if we make the food too bland, they might as well be eating back home.
Was würdest du also empfehlen?
There's this crab and shrimp stir fry I know that could work. It's quite heavily seasoned, but it's a lot milder than it looks. It has a light but really satisfying flavor.
Ooh, that sounds perfect! What's it called?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. They call it the Palace Jewels. The crab roe is supposed to look like pearls of gold, and the shrimp meat like chunks of jade.
Alter, was sind das für Namen? Krebsrocken, goldener als Gold, Garnlenfleisch wie Jahre. Reichtum im Überfluss. Wow. Na, vom Namen ausgehend weiß man nicht wirklich, was gemeint
Here's
ist.
the recipe. When you're ready, go ahead and give it a try.
Die machen auch mit den Namen, was sie wollen. Die Herausforderung von Freunden aus der Ferne musst du ständig schneiden, mischen und kochen, um ein Gericht zuzubereiten, das der Gast wünscht. Indem du mit dem Schneiden begonnen hast, bewegt sich der Zeit. Alter, wie ich das gesehen habe, habe ich irgendwo auf Twitter, glaube ich, habe ich das gesehen. Ich dachte, das ist irgendeine Animation, was irgendwer gebastelt hat. Also stattdessen ist das halt was Echtes gewesen. Schiebe die Glieder zwischen den beiden Enden hin und her. Wenn der Zeiger auf den entsprechenden Bereich zeigt, klicke auf die Taste, um Erfolg zu erzielen. Begonnen hast, halte die Taste gedrückt, damit sich der Zeiger über den Rand bewegt. Wenn der Zeiger auf der angefangenen Bereich ist, lass die Taste los. Kochen begonnen hast, bewegt der Zeiger auf dem Schieberegler zwischen den beiden Händen hin und her. Wenn der Zeiger auf den entsprechenden Bereich zeigt, die Taste. Teller einrichten und dekorieren. 3 Teile des Gerichts können dekoriert werden. Okay. Schauen wir mal. Learning by doing heißt es immer. Kann man den 3 ein paar Steine zum Futter geben? So als lokale Spezialität, ja. Geosteinchen. Oh, warte, ich habe nicht geschaut, was ich brauche. Das hört sich gerade eher an, wie wenn er einfach nur auf den Tisch rumhaut. Ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob er gerade was schneidet. Hä? Warum habe ich jetzt nicht unten drücken können? Das war komisch. Wie es sich freut. Ich klicke aufs erste im richtigen Moment, um zu kochen. Ja, schaut, Alter, wieso? Keine Ahnung. Gefäß im Frühling des grünen Schattens. Dekoration wechseln. Ach du Scheiße. Das ist aber irgendwie lustig. Oh, die schauen doch knuffig aus. Aber ist das irgendwie egal? Peros rote Bilanz. Reichtum im Überfluss. Okay.
Sorry for the wait. This dish is called the Palace Jewels. Enjoy.
Ah, yes. We meant to say, you two must be tired after a long day of work. Do you want to eat with us?
Wollt ihr mir jetzt erzählen, dass sie nicht zufrieden sind, Alter? Gleich gibt's aber Backpfeifen hier.
Oh, now that you mention it, Paimon is a little hungry. Well, if you insist, then who are we to refuse?
Aber ihr seid immer noch unsere Gäste, also sollte der erste Bissen euch gebühren.
Oh, right, of course. You're still our customers.
Oder trauen die mir nicht?
Why aren't you eating?
The sauce looks a little overpowering.
Oh, according to Liyue custom, it's
Oh, okay.
probably good table manners to let someone else go first.
Looks delicious, traveler. I guess I'll dig in first. Here.
What is it? Do you need some water?
Alter, probiert halt erstmal.
It's delicious. The flavor is so pure. It's drenched in sauce, but somehow it just enhances the natural flavor of the seafood. Try it for yourselves.
Alright.
Ich meine, ich bin jetzt auch nicht der Experimentierfreudigste, ne? Aber das ist halt schon...
What is that? Crab roe?
Yep, you have quite the palate, Lynette.
No wonder it pairs so well with the shrimp meat. I've never seen it prepared this way before.
According to the creator, chewy crab complements succulent shrimp, making a spectacular seafood ensemble with a succulent flavor and luscious mouthfeel.
Was war das jetzt?
The crab roe glitters like pearls of gold, and the shrimp shines like chunks of jade. Hence its name, the Palace Jewels.
So that's where the name comes from. Huh. I suppose it's quite fitting then.
Was Paimon always this well spoken?
Sie hat die Beschreibung auf dem Rezept auswendig
This
gelernt.
dish must be right up your alley, Lynette. Huh?
Schon alles weg.
It's half gone already? When did that happen?
Wolltest zu der Zeit, als du dich hier gerade aufgeplustert hast.
I heard that in Liyue. The biggest compliment you can pay to the chef is to leave a clean plate. It's delicious. Thank you ever so much.
Wait, don't fight over it. Hey, leave some for Paimon.
Tja, hättest dich gleich drauf gestürzt, anstatt zu warten und rumzumaulen. Zu erzählen.
I think I'm finally getting the hang of chopsticks.
War das Hey Kitty Kitty für die Lynette? Wo ist die eigentlich? Bist du noch am Üben, Fremine?
Yeah. Well, Linny and Lynette picked it up in no time, but they're naturally dexterous. Unlike me, it's taken me a lot longer, but I'm slowly getting there. Oh, speaking of chopsticks, in one of the shows we've seen here, someone performed a conjuring trick using a bowl and chopsticks. So, if I want to be a good magician's assistant, I need to keep practicing.
Also ich bin mit Stäbchen relativ in Ordnung. Ich bin jetzt auch nicht echt super, aber es geht eigentlich.
Lynette's not usually so forthcoming about what she likes. But this time, well, she's expressed it in more ways than one. I guess you've rubbed off on her too. Or maybe your cooking is simply too delicious to resist. The next time our paths cross in Fontaine, you'll have to fire up your cooking skills for my other siblings as well. How does that sound, oh great master chef?
Seine anderen Geschwister. Ich bin mal gespannt, wen wir da noch kennenlernen. Wie der große Zauberer wünscht.
Oh yeah? Well then, I'll have to clear my schedule.
Oder es sind alles bloß irgendwelche NPC-Kids? Hä?
Skyward, scatter.
Hallo, halt dich doch für... Ja, okay, dann halt nicht. Hä? Da ist er. Wo war denn die rum? Bin ich jetzt blöd? Oh, da steht's. Wow, ich habe alles geschaut, bloß nicht da, wo es ist.
Calorie surplus detected. Digestion mode engaged.
Es ist selten, dass du so einen Appetit hast.
Yeah. Well, Linny and I are usually careful about what we eat. because we have to stay in performance shape. That, plus it's generally bad manners to overindulge at the dinner table. But once in a while, it's nice to treat yourself in the company of family. Besides, if I'd waited until my brothers were finished trying to out-polite each other, the food would have gone cold.
Oder so. Schön mal mit die Füße
So your
aufs Essen.
friends like the dish, huh? Well done. Not bad at all for your first day on the job. There'll be more to come, so keep it up.
Bin gespannt, wer jetzt da noch alles kommt. Aber warte bis zum nächsten Tag. War es 8? Ich hoffe, es war 8. Stunde wir Schluss machen. Nur weil Misophon-Tropfen. Keine Ahnung. Kenn ich nicht. Aber ist gut, dann ruh dich auf jeden Fall gescheit aus. 6 bis 8. Oh, fuck you, Alter. Warum schaffe ich grundsätzlich immer bis zu der Uhrzeit zu warten, wo ich ihn nicht warten soll? Ich meine, wie oft ist es? Du liest irgendwie 6 oder 8 und denkst so, ah, okay, es ist 8. Max bis 8. Oh, hoppla. Ja, man soll bis 18 Uhr, 18 und 20 Uhr warten. Oh, warte mal bis 20 Uhr. Oh, hoppla. Wieder zu weit. So, jetzt aber. Schauen wir mal, wer kommt denn jetzt?
Morning. The boss tells me that both new and returning customers have nothing but good things to say about you.
Ich glaube, jetzt kommt jemand aus. Entweder nochmal, wobei, vielleicht eher aus Lüge? Vielleicht auch aus Mondstadt.
I have to admit, I was a little worried about throwing you right into the deep end. But it looks like you've got what it takes to handle the day-to-day here. So it should be plain sailing. Well, just as long as we don't run into any extremely picky customers with unreasonably specific requests.
Fuck, Alter, ich dachte aus Sumero kommt keiner, Alter. Aber genau das kommt jetzt.
Oh, have you had someone like that before?
Ich kann mit Stäben gar nicht essen. Das ist schnell gelernt.
Of course. The worst are those old scholars who have barely cooked a day in their life, but think reading a stack of books on the topic makes them the expert.
Wow, da haben sie jetzt die Schlimmste mit
They
erwischt.
criticize you for no reason, claiming your cooking method isn't faithful to the original, or that the flavor profile isn't authentic because you used an ingredient that wasn't in their beloved centuries-old version of the recipe.
This is Whnagshou Inn. It does have the look and feel of a time-honored establishment.
Diese Stimme.
Oh, innkeeper! We'll have each of your signature dishes, please, as fast as you can serve them. The most expensive ones.
Farzan! Oops, Madam Farzan.
Oh my! Traveler, Paimon, whatever are you doing here?
Ich habe komplett vergessen, wie sie eigentlich redet, Alter.
We could ask you the same thing. Where'd you suddenly get the funds to go sightseeing? And to order the most expensive things on the menu?
Irgendwie ist sie zu Geld gekommen.
I'm not here to sightsee. Exemplary scholars like myself are highly sought after by cruise operators in need of an onboard consultant as they travel the world.
Wer kommt denn jetzt da noch? Die Dori und?
Madam
Echt?
Farzan, please, slow down. None of us slept last night. How come Madam Farzan still has so much energy? If she's really over 100 years old, I don't understand how she keeps going.
It's all my fault. She's been like this ever since I told her I'd be paying the expenses.
Ach so.
Layla! And Dory? Huh. Never would have bet on this combination.
Guten Abend, Tamara. Wie auch immer, ihr solltet euch eine Weile ausruhen. Du führst die 3 zu ihrem Plätzchen und erklärst ihnen, dass du derzeit im
Temporary
Restaurant
chef, huh?
arbeitest.
Wow. No rest for the wicked. Well, if the chef here is trusting you to run his whole kitchen, then I've got no doubt we're in for some authentic Liyue specialties.
So, why are you all in Liyue again? Something about being an onboard consultant?
I got my hands on a new boat from Fontaine a while ago, equipped with cutting-edge navigation technology. If we manage to spread the word, it could have huge business potential.
Right now, we're doing some test runs. We sailed from Port Ormos to Rito, then from Rito to Liyue Harbor. Next, we're planning to go to Dornman Port.
Dornmannshafen.
Madame Farazan and me were hired to fine-tune the compass and other equipment. We sailed around the Sea of Clouds all of last night to put the system through some stress testing.
Also illegale Überstunden.
Overtime for which they'll both be fairly compensated. They're both here willingly. The contract is crystal clear on that.
You really cover all your bases, don't you? Let Paimon guess. Paying the expenses is part of the compensation, isn't it? No wonder Madame Farazan is going for all the most expensive dishes.
It's not every day someone tells you to order whatever you like. Now, first up, we'll have the...
Ist mir das schon mal aufgefallen, dass das unterschiedlich blau und grün ist?
Farazan, Madam Farazan, that is. While I am more than happy to treat you both to the most expensive dishes on the menu, we must remember that most expensive does not always mean best. I've heard that the most expensive dishes in Liyue are usually either seafood-based or take an exceptionally long time to prepare. Now, I don't know about you two, but after so many days at sea, I don't think I can so much as look at another piece of seafood again for at least the foreseeable future.
Huh. That's actually a good point.
Not to mention that poor Layla here looks like she's about to faint from hunger.
Nee, schon eher, sie schläft gleich ein.
Huh? Oh, that's not because of hunger.
Surely the wise and virtuous Madame Farazan could not bear to watch her poor students sit here and waste away.
Oh, well, of course I care about my students' well-being, but why do I feel like I'm being tricked?
So, let's not order anything that'll take too long to prepare. Aside from that and seafood, we'll take whatever other expensive dishes you have. Over to you, traveler.